back with my guests Chris Sharkey and Sheila Sutton on the look back at the 2016 Wineglass Marathon on WYDC TV Big Fox and WJKP TV.
And you can see here Brian Morseman, who ended up winning and set the record for the most wins at the Wineglass. Basically led from start to finish.
Yeah, there he is at mile 4.2. It's actually his third straight year winning, fourth time overall. He finished with 2 hours, 24 minutes, 49.14 seconds. Do you think his goal is to finally beat the course record set by Andrew Herr in 97?
He keeps trying.
Yeah.
He keeps trying. Oh, bless his heart. That is his ultimate goal. It is. Just keeps missing it.
And Brian works at World Kitchen, which is the sponsor of the 5K. It's called the Corral 5K on Saturday. And so there is a tremendous sense of pride at World Kitchen to be the employer of somebody who is so accomplished.
And there's Kenny Goodfellow. He's from Rochester. He came in second with 2 hours, 35 minutes, and 46 seconds.
And with that, as you can tell, Brian wasn't challenged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is pretty amazing when you think about it. Almost 11 minutes ahead.
Right,
Yep. And
right.
Connor,
That's very significant.
Connor Rosenblatt there, he came in third, and Dave Vona was our fifth place finisher.
Have you got to know many of the racers through the years? I mean, you're probably on a first name basis with most of them, right?
Oh yes, oh yes. We're large, but not so large that we aren't able to develop relationships with runners, the visually impaired runners, the Holly Hughes pushing the Hoyt chair. We're able to give special attention and answer questions to those that really, seek us out and need the help and attention. And there's a lot of local runners. One of my favorite things is at the start line having folks wave and holler out my name, and I'm able to wish them good luck and a great race by name.
Yeah, I love those drone shots because it really gives you a sense of the course. Even what flashed up there a few minutes ago was Bailey Drews, who was the eventual women's winner. We actually have the honor of being the marathon with the highest percentage of women finishers. We actually have more women finishers of the full marathon than the half, and we're the highest percentage of women in a co-ed marathon in the country. So it really is a popular marathon for women, but also very competitive, as you can see from Bailey.
Bailey Drews is a Cornell grad student.
Yes.
This is her first time Wineglass participant. She finished with 2 hours, 47 minutes, 36.76 seconds. You mentioned the locals, all the locals you've got to know through the years. Have you found, or do you know, the longest distance traveled?
We actually had somebody from South Africa. We had 9 foreign countries. I mentioned the running club from Aruba and Hong Kong, Germany. We had 48 states and 9 provinces in Canada this year.
What's the age range? Is there any cutoff?
The cutoff to start actually is that you have to be 16 to run the half marathon and 18 to run the full. It's a safety aspect. I'm not sure what our oldest runner was, but you've seen the bikers out on the course. We actually had 2 bikers that turned 70 on Friday of Wineglass weekend and have been with us since we started the bike crew and will continue for years to come, I'm sure.
Yeah, we ran some demographics on last year's race. We haven't run it on this year's yet, but the most prevalent age group that we have is 35 to 45. So, we do get, folks who have been running a while, and that seems to be a really good combination for our community too, because those are folks that, want to come spend a little time here. And
there's Jeff Lehman. Everybody's excited, waving at the camera.
Yeah.
We move along here to mile 9.1. That's Irish Hill in the background, Main Street in Savona. Savona seems to get out a big group of fans that cheer on everyone.
It actually, years ago when we had the relay, it was a relay exchange point. Again, the locals all know this and know that it's a great spot to catch the runners coming in. Right there you can see a couple of our bike crew. We had 22 out on the course in the green vests. They led their lead runners and encouraged the last run walker who was struggling with injury and trying to come in. They're fantastic. Their role on race day goes above and beyond most. One biker biked over 65 miles on the day of the race.
Yeah, and you can see the other role that the bikers play is, these guys are moving at a pretty good clip. Eventually, they run into the slower half marathon runners. So our bikers are really important for helping give a clear path for these, full marathon leaders and making sure that the half marathoners are giving them, good space to get by.
There's Bailey looking really strong coming through Savona.
I don't think this will be her last time at the marathon.
We hope not.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned some of the volunteers, but let's talk about the police we see there. How many police, law enforcement officers are involved, if you had to guess?
Number-wise, I'm not sure, but we start with Bath Police. We had 2 Bath police officers on bikes as well this year. And move on through, we have a strong presence with the sheriff and the sheriff's department. We had 4 sheriffs on bikes this year. Then into the state police, and we had a lot of support from the state police, lead bikes, lead motorcycles, lead cars, and along the course. And we had 2 state troopers on bikes also this year. Local presence of local law enforcement, and with that, every volunteer fire department along the course, which entails 7 of them.
Yeah. Painted Post Village Police, City of Corning Police. I mean, they really are an important part. You can see there the undersheriff making sure the runners stay inside the cones.
Oh, Jim Allard. I didn't see that.
Yeah. Jim moves around the course all day. So
he was back up at the start. He was the one standing there in the road up at the start. It's a very, very important part of the process.
Well, and you talk about, longtime volunteers. I mean, obviously he's not a volunteer in this, but some of our law enforcement partners have been with us for years and years, and they are really our eyes and ears out on the course as well, because it's on a 26-mile course that's open for 7 hours. You can't see a lot. I mean, for example, I never leave a 3-block section of Market Street all day. So we need them telling us, where are the issues out there, and where can we do a better job, and they're really fantastic at that.
Here's what runner Jeff Lehman does to get in shape to run a marathon like this.
I started training regularly about 4 months ago and started doing regular runs during the week that ranged anywhere from 5 to 8 miles, maybe anywhere from 3, 4, sometimes 5 days a week. And then every weekend I would run somewhere between 12 and 23 miles. You do what's called a long run every weekend, and it alternates. Every other weekend you do something really, really long, like 18, 20, 22, and the alternating weekends you do maybe 12 or 13 miles. So it's a pretty heavy training regimen, and I try and cross-train by playing basketball and working out in some other ways as well. The night before is supposed to be all about carbs and sleep and relaxation, but it's very hard to relax when you're pumped up for a marathon. But I eat pasta, I eat bread, I drink Gatorade. I try and put as many carbs as I can, but not overly full, and try and go to bed at an early hour, see if I can sleep, because you got to get up early and have your breakfast a few hours before you run.
We'll be right back with a look back at the 2016 Wineglass Marathon on WYDC TV, Big Fox, and WJKP TV.